Often Racing, the mid-antrim meeting of May 2026 commences with this 4-year-old maiden, kindly sponsored by Dennison Commercials. A field of 8, a couple of them were tardy away. They were Had Daddy and also Cato Line, lost about 20 lengths at the start, but the other 6 are getting over the first of the 16 fences. This fence they jump and have jumped is the one they jumped 4 times. It'll be last on the final circuit and through the first furlong. It is your 9-4 favourite of the off Crusher Line who goes to the lead, followed in second place by the second favourite Mirage Delane. They are 1 and 2, setting a nice tempo to the contest. In third place is the Greater Fool. Fourth position then for Jet to Dublin, who in turn is followed by tonight's A Good Night. Up the hill then in 6th place is Mick Goff's runner I Like It, and then there's an appreciable break to the 2 slow starters had Daddy, and over the second fence in last position, a long way behind at the moment, is Cato Line. So now they are about to make the turn across the top to the first of what will be 3 fences at the top of the hill. And as they do so, it is Darragh McGill on Crusher Line who is setting a nice lick to this contest, 2 lengths in front. Chased in second by Stephen Connor and Mirage Delane, and then 3.5 lengths to find in third position, the 17, which is Jet to Milan for Joey Dunn. Then Brian Dunleavy's in fourth. He's aboard the Greater Fool. Back to 5th place is Harry Goff aboard I Like It. And then Frankie Murphy is 6th in the red and white quarter colours aboard Tonight's A Good Night. And then still 10 lengths then back to 7th of the 8 runners is Josh Berry. He's aboard Had Dahi, and finally at the back of the field Jack Hendricks on Cato Line. So they have all completed a lap, and there must be 25 lengths between the back marker, which is Cato Line, and our leader in the yellow colours, that's Crusher Line. So Crusher Line bowls along in front as they come to number 6. The pace slackens a little bit and the pack are tightening up now. So Crusher Line lands upsides away from that fence with Mirage Delane. Crusher Line past the winning post, half a length in front for Mirage Delane, and then 2 lengths back to find, sharing the third position. I Like It is on the outside of Jet to Dublin, and then there's a break of 3 lengths to next up in 5th place is the Greater Fool, who's just ahead of Tonight's A Good Night, and still a gap of 4 lengths or so to Had Dahi, and finally whipping them in, that's Cato Line to fence number 7 after about 1.25 miles. And the 2 market leaders now going at it head to head as they come over this fence, and they are Crusher Line and Mirage Delane. They maintain a fair gallop as they climb up towards the back straight for the second time. So Crusher Line just with a small advantage over Mirage Dancer. Then there's about 2.5 lengths to I Like It and Jet to Milan, followed then by the Greater Fool, Tonight's A Good Night. Further back in the field, Dahi and Cato Line. So they're heading now to the first of the 3 fences in the back straight. Crusher Line, a cleaner jump there than Mirage Delane, who is a bit sticky, allowing I Like It to close in 3rd place, and then Jet to Dublin is not too far away in 4th. A couple of lengths in turn then, Tonight's A Good Night, who is sitting on the outside of the Greater Fool, and then the 2 who have been detached from the start, Hadahi and finally Cato Line. So there's a group of 6 clear as they come into the final 1.25 miles. They're on their way to the fence, 6 from home. And in the yellow and black sleeves, that is Darragh McGill aboard our leader, Crusher Line. Keeping it company for most of the trip to date has been Mirage Delane, and I Like It down the inside is in 3rd. The navy and white diamonds, that's Jet to Milan for Ian Donoghue's team, and then there's 2.5 lengths to find the chestnut, which is the Greater Fool in the hands of Brian Dunleavy's in 5th, and 6th place. Still firmly in touch is Tonight's A Good Night. And then there's 5 lengths then to Hadahi and finally Cato Line. So to the business end, we've got 5 fences to jump. We're well into the final mile now. Crusher Line continues to set a nice tempo for Mirage Delane and I Like It. They're 1, 2 and 3 with 2 lengths covering them as they rise at this fence. In behind, the Greater Fool takes closer order down the inside of Jet to Dublin and then held together, but still looking to have something left in the tank. In 6th place is Tonight's A Good Night. So left hand down now as they head to the 3 fences across the top. This is 4 out, which looms in front of them in a moment. Crusher Line, Mirage Delane gets up onto its shoulder once again. These 2 just with a small advantage from I Like It, Jet to Dublin, followed through then by the Greater Fool and Then you've got Tonight's a Good Night as they come over this one. Crush a Line continues to hold a small advantage as Crush a Line, I Like It, and Mirage de Lane in the centre as they come over this fence, followed through then by an improving Tonight's a Good Night. Back in 5th place then is Jet to Dublin, and weakening out of it in 6th is The Greater Fool, but Crush a Line kicks from the front in the hands of Darren McGill, goes on by 2.5 lengths. In 2nd and ridden is Mirage de Lane, and then Tonight's a Good Night slips up on the bend there and left in 3rd position as they come round the turn. And also bad on the bend was Crush a Line, and Crush a Line, because he didn't handle the bend, has given Mirage de Lane every chance. And here comes Stephen Connor. Mirage de Lane slipped up the inside and took the advantage. Can he hold on? Yes, he can. Stephen Connor increases his lead in the Northern Title race to 2 as he wins on Mirage de Lane. Crush a Line didn't handle the home bend, finished in 2nd. I Like It was in 3rd, and they were clear from 4th and 5th. We had The Greater Fool and Jet to Dublin. And pleased to report the horse that slipped up in that home bend. Tonight's a Good Night is on its feet